my understanding of gaslighting is when in a relationship, one party would not acknowledge the true feelings of the other party.
It's a psychological manipulation.
Oh, yes.
Into self-doubt.
It sort of like puts your own sanity in question.
When we do wrong, there are certain negative emotions that are activated. And the biggest one is shame and guilt.
Oh, yes. If you don't teach yourself to take responsibility, or you don't get taught to take responsibility earlier on, the thing can get amplified as you grow. Because of that, we think we can wing it. Try to find a quick fix. It's hard to quick fix marriage.
It depletes self-esteem. It robs people of self-confidence.
It's not just women that get manipulated like this, even men get manipulated like that.
Really?
And when men get manipulated, they generally shut down.
And this is also in the Bible. I mean, the first Christian couple. You remember them?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
yes. Classic
example.
A classic case of
gaslighting. Why do people gaslight? Because apart from the fact that it's natural, I feel like we build on that natural instinct for it to become psychological manipulation. Hello and welcome back to Reality Check. We're glad you could join us again this week. My name is Rachel and I'm your host. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. We have conversations on mental health in the areas of family, marriage, relationships, and the workplace. So if that's something that you would like to benefit from, well, you're in the right place. Do subscribe and make this your home. And to our regulars, welcome back. Thank you for your comments, your likes, and for sharing these episodes with as many people as could benefit from them. This week, we have a conversation for you. We're going to be talking about gaslighting in marriage and in relationships. But before we get into that, our beautiful set is courtesy of Ineza Studios, and they are located on TMT Atrium building. That is in Bukoto. And so if you are looking for a space to record your content, you're looking for videography and photography services, these are your go-to people. It's such a wonderful, beautiful space. And so if starting out in terms of content creation is feeling overwhelming, maybe pay them a visit. Level 3 TMT Atrium in Bukoto. With that being said, back to what we are doing today or having a conversation about, gaslighting in marriage and relationships. And joining us to have that conversation is none other than Pastor Andrew Izara. He's not very new to the YouTube streets, no? And he's coming on to help us have a conversation around gaslighting. And of course, Dr. Eva Satwine, who is a resident therapist, and she is going to be lending us her insights as well on these concepts. We were talking earlier, welcome to both of you. We were talking earlier and saying how one of the wonderful things about the age that we are in today is that we can put language to the things that we experience in our homes and in our families. And gaslighting is one of them. So if you have never heard that term, you might be experiencing it, but you don't know. Or you might be gaslighting someone and you don't know. Today, we are going to debunk that and talk about how you can safeguard your relationship from gaslighting. So welcome. Yeah. A good place to start would be to define what gaslighting is. I think that for those of our audience that are hearing this term for the first time, they would want to know what is gaslighting and maybe how does it differ from everyday disagreements or misunderstandings in a relationship. We have a policy here. We start with our guests.
I should have negotiated.
You should have. You should have. You should have.
No problem. So, like I said earlier, the terminology itself caught me off guard, but the experience, that is abundant. So my understanding of gaslighting is when in a relationship, one party would not acknowledge the true feelings of the other party and tends to dismiss their feelings and their concerns to the point where the other person leaves feeling like Am
I running mad?
Am I
okay?
Normal? Did that just happen?
Yes.
I had an experience a few weeks back where a husband, through a huge reaction to something that was otherwise normal, so the wife came to me and said, I don't understand. I think my marriage is ending. I said, why is it ending?
Yeah.
So when we went through the conversation over many days, it was obvious to me that the man wanted to make a point, but went about it by making the wife feel valueless almost. Yes. And I thought, this is not good. It's not good. So it sort of like puts your own sanity in question, you know? Is what I'm seeing the evidence is saying that I'm correct.
However,
the argument on the other side leaves me feeling like I'm, a third person watching things from a distance. Yeah. So and that happens a lot in relationships, unfortunately, in marriages, and I've seen it happening also in Christian marriages now, that's the place it shouldn't happen, because we operate on the principle of trust and truth and honesty. So when someone now fails to recognize or refuses, actually they don't fail, they recognize, they know that something is wrong, but they must shift the blame. That's another way of seeing it. Something happens and say, I'm doing this because you are doing the other. So that's how I would sort of like put it. I hope someone has understood it.
Yeah.
Maybe the therapist want to add.
I think you have really put it very clear. I'll just, since I'm a psychologist, I'll say that it's psychological manipulation.
Oh, yes. That's the word.
So it's psychological manipulation into self-doubt.
Yes.
So what you have to question yourself. You thought you had a point, but someone has pushed you back, and you're like, wait a minute.
What was my point again?
What was my point again? Why did I come here?
I thought I had a big case.
Yes.
And so they throw you into questioning your sanity. Yeah. And some people have actually gone a step ahead to say, I think you have a mental disorder.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's words they use slash you.
Oh, yeah. They do a psychological assessment.
Oh,
there and then.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And give you. Yeah, they label you. They label you. The classic one is narcissism. Oh, you're just narcissistic. Then I'm like, wait a minute, am I? No.
A big word, though.
It is huge.
I've always told people, do you know a narcissist?
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
So it's not some random thing you pick on the streets.
Oh, yeah.
No. It's a really, really big psychological disorder that doesn't happen in day-to-day life, but and you have to do a whole psychological assessment.
Oh, yes.
So even those other disorders they give, OCD, obsession, obsessive compulsive disorder. I mean, people just use all the manipulative tactics to make you really doubt yourself and doubt the point you thought you had. And so they also want you to doubt your memory, doubt your reasoning, doubt everything. Yeah, so that's I think that's what we can describe or define it. But I just wanted to to add one thing from the Bible. I think when Pastor Andrew said even Christians, we are not exempt.
Yes.
We are just not exempt. We just did an episode here on depression in Christian marriages. These things happen. They are happening to everyone. And we just have to understand that to be a Christian is to live in the world and be exposed to the same things that affect everyone. That's why Jesus went and said, be in the world, but don't be of the world.
Yes.
Because he knows that we are exposed to everything that everyone is exposed to. But how we manage it should be different. We should be spirit-led.
Yes.
And so if we do not, we are going to experience that.
Absolutely.
And this is also in the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean, the first Christian couple, you
Yes.
remember them?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
yes. Oh, yes. Classic case,
example.
A classic case of gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
the first
As soon as there was a problem,
It's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me.
So it's this whole thing of not me, not me, not
eh.
me, not me, which is a defective way
what
of
is
managing.
with us trying to always get the quick way out?
I don't know.
Yes, it is it's in our nature because naturally a human being desires to be okay, liked,
Yeah.
at peace, in
No
control, no fault, accepted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So some of these things that come to us and they point to some inadequacies
Yes.
in our lives,
Yes.
the natural thing,
Pull back.
the first line reaction is actually to avoid, is to run away. It's normal.
Sure.
It's very
That's
normal.
true.
You see, there's no disorder
That's-
there. So
That's very true.
yes, it's really normal. And so you saw what those guys were doing. Those guys, the man said, "Not me." The woman
woman
you
you
gave
gave
me, not me. The snake. Now the snake couldn't talk. You see, and so that's the natural way. But you see, we are not called to live in what we always call default setting.
Yeah.
That's why we have to be transformed. That's why we have to be equipped.
Absolutely.
Now, I also want, what do we see, whether with the first couple or with all of us, is that it's our inability to own up,
Yes. Yes.
Your
our
mistake.
inability to take full
Say, all right, this
responsibility.
is on me.
Yes.
I will take the responsibility for it the way it is.
Yes.
I don't have to sugarcoat it or paint it or make it look better than it is.
Yeah.
It's on me. This
That's
one,
true.
I own it.
Yeah.
And then if I can own it, then I can correct it.
That's true.
Exactly, and that's why, I mean, that's the first step. But I have to say to our viewers that for you to get to that level, it's a huge step of maturity.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Maturity. Now we have to know that this blame game actually doesn't look good on anyone. It's a sign of immaturity. It's childish. It's childish. It's not me. You see, if you had done that, I would have done
the
this.
other one. Yes. If you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have done this one. Yes.
Or I did this because
It is true.
it is so childish.
It's childish, and marriage is for mature people.
It really is.
Or if you're not mature, marriage will find a way to mature
To
you.
mature you.
Or you will not, or you lose it. It's either or.
Yeah.
It's either or, and we've seen both versions. So you cannot go into marriage thinking I'm always going to be the one who is without fault.
Yeah.
You will make
Mistakes.
a mistake.
Yeah.
It is not an accident that the Bible says that making room for each other's mistakes. It's because the mistakes are actually going to happen. So you can't go with a mentality that I will never be at fault. And actually, personally, when I went into marriage, I was hoping to be the best husband there has ever been in the world. I found out very quickly.
That you are really not.
I found out very quickly that it doesn't always work like
doesn't
that.
work like
And
that.
that's why there's room for forgiveness,
Yes.
For grace.
for grace,
Yeah.
for saying, maybe if I were in that person's shoes,
How
could
would
have,
I feel? Yeah.
seeing things from another person's point of view, and not just presenting yourself as
An angel.
Yeah, an angel.
An angel.
Because sorry, you're not.
So when I reached out to Andrew to come to the show, I went to AI to ask what gaslighting is because he was kind of taken aback. What? Am I the right person to have this conversation? So this is what AI says, and both of you have really explained it. So in real life, it says gaslighting can take many forms, such as denying previous agreements or conversations. So you agreed on something with your spouse, but then someone is like, I don't remember that, or blaming the victim for being paranoid or overly sensitive, which goes to what Doctor was saying on diagnosing or they label you right there and then. Don't be overly sensitive, or minimizing or distorting reality. It's not that big of a deal. Like, why are you making it such a big deal? Or then protecting one's own behavior, rather projecting one's own behavior onto the victim. And I really think that the purpose of this conversation is to try and help our audience to recognize the patterns in their relationships. Which brings me to my next question. Why do people gaslight? Because apart from the fact that it's natural, I feel like we build on that natural instinct for it to become psychological manipulation. So is it rooted somewhere in our upbringing? Were we never taught to take responsibility? Where is it rooted? Yeah.
The primary place is in the nature, of course, like you said.
Yeah.
We would like to be liked, but there is if you don't teach yourself to take responsibility, you don't get taught to take responsibility earlier on, the thing can get amplified as you grow, to the point that by the time you get into a marriage relationship, you have to have decided beforehand that I'll try and live an honest living. I'll try and own up to things. I will, if there's a mistake, I'll correct it, I'll own it, I'll not blame it on a third party. And too many people arrive at marriage totally unprepared for the level of honesty that marriage requires.
That's true.
And because of that, we think we can wing it. Yeah, we try to find a quick fix. It's hard to quick fix marriage.
Yes, it is.
You have to go through the trenches and through the processes. And you won't believe the purpose of marriage is to make you better eventually.
This is true.
It says that you may be presented as holy.
As holy.
So it is uncomfortable, but it's for a good reason.
That's true.
And it is to purify you and bring it to place. So to avoid that is to avoid the work result being finished in your life.
Yes.
Yes. So the natural thing is for us to stay from it, or to try and shift blame and show that it wasn't our fault. Maybe it was someone else. If our circumstances were better, I'd probably do better. Yeah. But in fact, what we should be doing is to embrace who we are and deal with the things that need to be dealt with in order for us to be a finished work and for the other person to also be a finished work.
It's very true. So nature plays a big
role. It's big.
Yeah.
It's big. I just want to comment on nature once again, that we need to know that the natural man is not the most cool man.
Yes, that's wonderful. It's so wonderful. True. Yeah. True.
The natural man is crafty. The natural man is wicked. The natural man, that natural man. That's why the Lord calls on us to be transformed, to be transformed. Because, and to be honest with you, if we don't deal with our nature, then unfortunately most of us don't have so many opportunities to deal with nature. Then it is going to be very ugly. And sometimes, by the way, you hear people say, that's who I am.
Oh yes. Oh yes, I was born like that.
I was born like, how can you be born like that and keep like that? Really?
Okay, to be born like that is one thing. To keep like
Staying
that.
like
keep like that,
yes.
That's embarrassing. So I'll just give you a few things. Number one, and this is again from a psychological standpoint, we have to know that when we do wrong, there are certain negative emotions that are activated. And the biggest one is shame and guilt.
Yes.
Shame and guilt. What was the first couple dealing with? Shame. Shame. They were guilty. Now, these are very strong emotions that we don't know how, no one has told us to deal with.
Oh, yes.
When you said we don't have language to things, when I got into psychological work, I realized, we have no idea what we are doing, and what we are dealing. We can't explain what we are doing. And
yet we are feeling it.
And we are feeling it. So that's why when people come to, for instance, for therapy, they say, I say, how are you feeling? They say, I don't even know. But you need to label your feelings. Now, so feelings of shame and guilt, those are very strong emotions. Those are very, very strong emotions. Grief. Those are very strong emotions.
Absolutely.
Now, shame, going back to shame and guilt, as much as possible, every person is trying to run away from shame.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So what do? Then you have to get a dumping site. So you get chitezi in your partner.
And dump there.
Wow.
Dump those things there.
We should relabel this
I
one.
know.
You are chitezi
Chitezi.
in your friend.
I know.
So you dump it there, and then you feel less guilty.
Because you've put it on another
Because you
person.
have
Someone
pushed it on
else.
another person.
Yes.
And unfortunately, one of the things I tell people, if your partner shifts blame
Yes.
and you don't deserve it, don't receive it. Don't receive it, because sometimes they say you are I think you have a mental illness. Then you go like, I don't have, can you imagine? You have to know that this person is struggling and is looking for a dumping site.
Yes.
For their shame and for the guilt, then you don't receive it, right? So you have to
you can actually refuse.
Yes, you can.
Accept.
You can.
Oh, yes.
And how do you refuse? You have to understand where this person is coming from. Because when someone is struggling, now some people think the person pushing shame on them is coming from a place of heroism. No, that's not true. This
They're
person
coming
is
from-
struggling.
Yeah.
He's struggling or she's struggling, and so she has to turn you into a dumping site for their negative emotions. So you have to protect yourself from these emotions. You have to refuse to take their shame, because now they are shifting shame onto you. Because if they say you have a problem in your head, then you say, yeah, can you imagine? I think
I have a problem in my head.
But also that goes to the power of the words we say to our spouse. Huh?
Yeah.
Because you can put your spouse in a complicated situation where they are no longer sure of themselves because of the words you say. And it may not have been your intention, but you could destroy them.
Oh, yeah.
You could destroy them
their
entirely
confidence.
by the words that you describe them.
100%. And you see, when someone is trying to shift, especially shame, or to dump shame onto someone, they're going to use the hardest words.
Yes.
How did I even end up with you? I don't think you deserve me. You know, some of those
The
things.
challenge, of course, is that you ended up with them.
Right.
Yeah, but you see, when some, I mean, we all know the power of words.
Words, yeah.
I think Proverbs 18:21. Yeah, words can kill or
Here.
heal. They can make you or kill you. So we have to know. You have to. Some of the words your partner is saying, they don't even mean them.
Oh, yes.
They don't mean
That's
them.
the most unfortunate thing.
Yes, they don't mean them, but they are looking for the hardest word that can put you down and shut you up so that you don't say anything.
Can I ask a follow-up to that? Because you talk a lot about power dynamics in relationships. And I think, to your point, when someone has consistently made you doubt yourself, you begin to believe what they have to say. And I think that's why we even see, for example, sometimes women who are being abused in relationships stay for long because they believe what this person is saying. Because usually physical abuse is a culmination of emotional, verbal, and then escalates to physical. And so we always ask ourselves, but why can't she leave that relationship? Because someone has some level of control.
Exactly. But also they are sucking your esteem out. And so you don't even feel like you're marketable anywhere else.
Right.
So you can't say,
devalue you.
Let me pack my bags and leave.
I mean, someone telling you, you're even lucky that
I'm here.
that I'm
with
your
you.
partner. I've
Yes.
tolerated you. What do you think? And then you believe it. Because these words are offered to you and then you accept them. But they don't mean it. And now you also have to challenge. That's what I always teach my clients. Challenge what they are saying. Is that true? You're even ugly. Are you sure you're ugly?
I like that. Because I was going to ask, how do I not receive?
No, challenge it. First of all,
Challenge it.
you have to know where it's coming from.
Okay.
Is it coming from a good place or this person is struggling? And so when you know that they are struggling, then you don't accept it.
Okay.
Right? You know that they are saying things out of
Out of
struggle.
struggle.
That's number one. But number two, challenge it. Is that true? Because when someone comes and says, can you imagine, told me that I'm even ugly there? I say, are you ugly? No. Is it true? Is it true?
Yes.
So you have to know, is it true? And you have, that's a microsecond kind of activity
reaction,
in your
yes.
head. For you to challenge and say, oh, Bambi, this one.
You are just lying.
Yeah. and so that takes a lot of emotional stability.
Yes.
true.
Because you can easily be uprooted and then you're floating, you're like, what? I'm even
He's
stupid.
tolerating me.
Yeah, because they say even the whole world thinks you're crazy. You're like, oh my
So
God.
the other thing is they reference other parties that they agree with them on the
Yes.
situation that they're describing
Yes,
you as.
Because it's manipulation.
Oh yes, oh yes.
You have to know this is manipulation. That's why I used that psychological definition. It is manipulation. Someone is trying to twist the way you think about yourself, twist the way you perceived an issue.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful that you don't just suck that in and you say,
Receive it.
oh, receive it, my God, yeah.
It also means that we have to develop our ability to our self
Awareness, yes.
Because it takes. I sometimes my wife laughs at me. People come and say things, and I'm like, no.
We're not taking that.
This one we are not taking. And she's like, why are you very quick to dismiss it? Maybe there's a point. There's no point there. There is no point
There's
there.
no point
Let's
there.
move on very quickly. Sometimes someone is coming like, no. We are not taking this. Because I know all it takes is for me to listen to the entire sentence. And
Then you
then
start
I'll spend
meditating.
months.
Yeah.
I keep laughing with my children. When I was in senior two, there was this guy. He said, you have a big nose. And they said, maybe. And I started seeing my nose in front of me. But everybody has a big nose in front of them. But it stayed with me until university.
Wow.
I was never sure about that.
Is it big? Is it not?
Is it big?
Wow.
If I looked, it's hard to see your nose also. So
Yeah.
maybe it is there.
Can you imagine spending
But
think about your
Your nose.
Yeah. And why did he say that?
Why?
Where was it? So from that time, I learned very quickly, when you put words that degrade me, I'll fight them in
Yes.
the very instant. Sometimes by responding verbally and saying, and it's good to verbalize and say no. Now, the question would be, how then do you not translate this
Into more
into
conflict?
into an argument and now a full-blown conflict? First of all, the whole thinking that you're going to go into marriage and there's not going to be some bit of friction. At some point is misguided.
That's true.
Or you're two different people, you are learning to grow together, you're learning to live together, you're adjusting to one another, you're becoming someone's dumping ground. You must be willing to stand up for yourself in the marriage first, because if you can't stand up for yourself, how can you stand up for this marriage?
That's true.
You know, you must be able to say, okay, I don't do that. Sorry, that I think that's how you feel, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And then the other person has to figure out how to bring up something that actually, otherwise you get rolled over until when you can't identify yourself.
Yes,
There are phases in marriage which are difficult.
Yeah.
When, for instance, a spouse falls sick, they tend to be in an consistently irritable space. So even when the other party is trying, the sick party has no kind words, so to say. So when those kinds of situations arise, if you have not built yourself, you easily get rolled over. The other one is menopause.
Yeah.
That's a lot of changes happening in the person's life. You don't know. You have no experience with it. You have never had to deal with it. She has never had to deal with it. So things will be said, and words will be spoken, and before you know it, you are no longer understanding who you are and what you're supposed to be. And it's not just women that get manipulated like this. Even men get manipulated like that.
Really?
And when men get manipulated, they generally shut down, because how do you respond to something like that? Someone just puts something big in front of you like that. We are designed to fight or to run. So how do I fight this? Do I run?
You think about the fighting.
Yes,
is it worth it? You'd rather run.
That's right. I just very, very great points that you make. I just wanted to add a few things, Rachel, on why, and you've alluded to it, lack of self-awareness.
It's true.
Like, how can anyone think they are in a marriage and they are perfect?
How?
Oh yes.
Who were they?
Yes.
Just send me their number.
I know.
So lack of self-awareness. And you see, self-awareness is to know yourself in totality. You need to know who you are. You need to know your strong areas. You need to know your weak areas.
Yeah.
And it is normal. It's normal for us to be imperfect. Now, what you mentioned, that you went into the marriage trying to push the best of you, that's okay.
Very noble, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, very noble. That was very noble. But we have to know that we are a broken people.
Oh, yes.
We are a very broken people. We will make mistakes. We'll make wrong judgment. We will fall. We will
Even unintentionally.
unintentionally.
Yes.
I mean, Paul said it in his words. He said,
I want to do,
I don't
not.
do.
Yes. Wretched man. Yeah.
yes, wretched man, the bad that I want to avoid, I find myself doing it.
Yes.
So we need to know, we need to offer ourselves grace. And this is so important. You need to know that you're not a perfect person.
Absolutely.
Because I wish we could be the best for our partners.
Yes.
That can only be at a level of intentionality. I really want to be a wonderful wife to my husband, and I pray about it. I say, God, make me the wife that my husband desires.
Yeah.
That is important.
Sure.
But is that achieved all the time?
No.
So we need to know that we need to have that sense of self-awareness that I'm great here, but I have weaknesses here. Now, that's the starting point to greatness. Because a person who owns up to a mistake is a great person.
Absolutely.
Every time I'm doing life coaching with couples, and I ask about great areas. I say, what is great about you?
This person, yeah.
They say, this. They want an extra paper. Yeah. But when you say, what are your areas of weakness? You see people go like,
I don't know.
So we tend to want to push forward the best of us, but we don't know that we have areas for improvement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It could be in the way you communicate. It could be in the way you listen. You could be a poor listener. Right? And so before your partner says a word, you've already completed their sentence. That's a weakness, you see? And you need to know that. Now, when conflicts come, or when your partner points to a wrongdoing, then you need to remind yourself, I need to listen.
Yes.
That is
To
very
listen to the whole complaint.
To the whole complaint. And that's why I always tell people, don't try to finish. Don't let this not be an emergency. No one is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, listen. Listen if your partner is telling you their concern. Part of the healing is actually in you listening to them and giving them the comfort that you understand their complaint.
Or even if you don't understand, at least you listen.
Yes.
I was a terrible listener. I probably still am. I listened to respond.
Okay.
So
like most people.
Yes.
There's most people.
If my wife is talking, I'm thinking, okay.
I have a solution.
So I'm working out. And so she pointed it out.
Yeah.
And it was uncomfortable when she did.
Yes.
So I took time to ask myself, so when you're talking, what am I supposed to be doing?
Yes.
Just agree?
What am I supposed to be doing?
And actually, I asked her a question. She's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, but you should listen to me. I don't feel heard.
Yeah.
So I think I was reading a book, and someone suggested that, sometimes active listening means that you ask questions to see if what they are saying is what you're hearing.
Yes.
And that liberated me a lot and helped her ability to talk. When she's bringing up issues, instead of me falling back to what is my response in this situation, which ends up making her feel like I have not heard, I've deflected. Classic gaslighting.
Yeah.
I've deflected. I have eventually said, maybe, I don't know how that happens because I have no idea.
Yes.
Nothing to
Remove
do with me.
yourself from the situation.
That is you. That is only you, not me.
It's a you problem.
I started asking questions. So, are you saying this,
Yeah.
or are you saying this? Because I am a bit. I hear this and I hear this. You'd be like, neither. I'm saying this. I'm like, look at how I missed the point. You know. So eventually, it softened our conversations were longer but less hostile and less frustrated because she's a girl of few words. So if you haven't understood her in the first 10 minutes, you're never going to get it. Yes, just like just
that's what happens. But you see, also what you're bringing up, and which I really want to emphasize, is that taking responsibility is a skill.
Oh yes.
Do you see how you trained yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. So you started the nurture you crude, very crude. So you're talking. I have to prepare to answer.
What is the answer to what you're saying?
To protect myself. Do you see? To protect myself.
Self-preservation.
Self-preservation. So the thing is, when you train yourself to take responsibility, that's a sign of growth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sign of growth, and it is a skill. Now, that's why, Rachel, I've shared here that I hope people know that 80% of relationship management is skill.
That's true.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it is skill.
You have to train yourself.
You have to
and
train
skill
yourself.
gets better as you train.
As you train. Now, unfortunately, people think because you're old and you put
can't be
on
taught,
size 16, then
You're mature.
you're mature, you're going to manage a relation. That's not true. Maturity is here, and it's in your ability to connect with someone and live in harmony with people. But you don't just do that. You have to do things a certain way. So taking responsibility, you have to be intentional, and you have to practice that. If your nature is to self-preserve, then you need to go beyond that and know and consider others. Now, this also includes ability to empathize.
Oh yes.
You see, your empathy. Empathy is a big skill. This doesn't come natural. The natural thing is me. Let me protect myself. But how can I connect with someone to know how they are feeling? That's why when I'm doing therapy, Rachel, I've shared here about the model, the healing model called art. Art. Any mistake you have, any challenge you have, any problem, this art, what we call the art of healing, will heal you. And the starting point is, number one, to acknowledge a mistake. And you say, this one, label it the right way, put the right label, and say, this is wrong. That's the starting point. But if you protect it and say, who doesn't do it? Where did you see it? Why did you check my phone?
Our forefathers did the same thing.
Our culture.
Our culture.
Now that's gaslighting. But you see, if you have the ability to say, what I did was wrong, but secondly, what I did hurt you. Because you see, where you're engaged in this conversation, where someone say, can you imagine how I feel? You killed me, and then you say, what's that? Those things are in your head.
In your head.
How can it be in the head? It has happened. You see, someone has seen messages, stray messages, and then you're saying it's in their head. Why did you see it? I deserve privacy.
What were you doing in my phone?
What were you doing in my phone?
You got what you were looking for. Who told you anything happened after that?
I was just.
It's just my friend.
Oh my goodness.
So all that is a sign, number one, that you are immature. Unfortunately, it's immaturity. And secondly, selfishness. Me. So you're not thinking about the other person. You can't empathize. Now that's why we always ask, supposing this thing was happening to you, do you think you would take it as just? Do you think it would just be in your head after seeing all these things? So that's why you have to empathize and run this by you. That same situation. that your partner is complaining about, supposing it
was turned around.
It was turned around and you're in the same situation. Then people say, me, I can't check a person's phone. It is because your partner doesn't put you in a place where you need to.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, this comes up a lot. You hear people say, that's not in it. I cannot even worry. It is because your partner is not
left you exposed.
Yes, that's not expose you to the same thing. So, selfishness, inability to get those skills, inability to empathize. I think I had put something else. Yeah, parenting. Yeah, parenting. Yes. Parenting. When people are left to get away with it.
A lot of things, yes.
And you see, like, responsibility. This you have done it, not me, mommy. It starts there and then we think, oh, it's just a child. This person is going to continue.
They're going to grow with it.
They're going to grow with it.
Yes.
Anything they cannot shade off, they're going to nurture it. And it's going to grow and multiply. Every year you celebrate, that vice is going to grow.
So at the parenting level, there's room for curtailing some of these things. And bringing a child to acknowledge that was wrong.
Yes. Take
and
responsibility.
it's unacceptable and it has to be corrected.
Absolutely.
And that's what most of us lacked.
Growing up.
Or actually gained. Because I remember my dad would never take that if you did something wrong, you had to, and my mother, you had to acknowledge it and you had to correct it. And maybe it has worked in my favor in future that now when I must face something, I can't be looking around for who
can I blame?
Yeah, who can I blame it on? But even when you train children well, there's that nature thing which you still have. They have to overcome. They have to take personal responsibility to overcome it. But also, I did not bring myself to be honest with myself, and that's another one which you should also take note: honest and dishonesty. Until I decided to let Christ shine in me, like to show me what is the issue.
Be formed in you.
Yes, because this is not something that we would like to do naturally. But if you know that this is something that God requires of you, that you live in truth. The Bible says love does what about truth? There's something the Bible says about love and truth.
I think
rejoices in truth. If you know that love rejoices in truth, you are not going to be creating half-truths and leaving the other person wondering, have I seen well? Is it all there is? Have I missed something? You will acknowledge it to yourself first and to your God who sees everything.
Yes.
When you remember that, in fact, God sees everything, then it is easy to come to the spouse knowing that it's easy to accept.
I've already been discovered, so.
I mean, what's there to I'm exposed, as it were. Yes. But if you're thinking that I can hide this one and get away with it, then you will you build that in. And you know, when you practice one dishonest thing, you are likely going to make a series of dishonest things following that one to protect that other first thing which you are holding on to. It's in human nature, but when we learn to acknowledge things before God, then we can find it a lot easier to accept our errors.
Maybe Rachel, on that, can I also add something he talked about? That anything you practice every day becomes you, becomes your brand, becomes your identity. So if you want to be a super liar, just lie today, lie tomorrow, lie another, because it is a power of practice, the power of repetition. That's why I could probably give it its flip side, that all these things we are talking about, empathy, you can grow it. You can grow it.
By repeating
by repeating it. We call it the power of the 21 days. Yes. The power of the 21 days. Anything you want to learn, just practice it every day, consistently for 21 days. You want to be kind, you can.
So even honesty, you can
teach
yourself.
Because I was just teaching our son to be honest. And any person who has children, that's when you're going to see the natural man.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Children.
They show you.
Because we don't remember when we were
When we
young,
were children,
when we
yes.
were children. But when you have children, you're going to see the
shade
natural man.
and character.
Every shade and color,
self-preservation.
everything you're going to see. So I was teaching, one of the things I hate so much is someone telling me a lie.
Oh, yes.
Now, I can really forgive
Tolerate many
forgive
things.
you for any crime, but not when you
The
tell me a
lie.
lie. So we've been learning how to speak truth.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
Jojo.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yes.
I say, where is your sweater? Now, in psychology, when I was learning clinical psychology, we had a module on lie detection.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.
There's no
You just
escaping.
see the eyes. You're like, now, there's no
Telltale signs. Yeah.
Oh, my friend took it. How did your friend take
Takes it.
sweater? Day 1, day 2, day 3. He's bringing it today. Oh my God. So, and the number of
All along,
others.
you know that.
That's
there's
what I
some
said
sweater.
So, so now we have to speak truth. So I go like, okay, so what's the truth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, you see
The
that
eyes.
the eye change. Yeah, he goes like, okay, can I tell you the truth?
He's now offering you.
That is day 5.
Not day 5.
What have I been getting from day 1?
I think you're
So
hoping you
this
forget.
is it. Look, we all can grow out of
Oh,
such.
yes. Oh, yes.
And we have been talking and talking and talking and saying, okay, let's get out of this, let's get out of this. And it is important to teach the children.
Yes.
Now, when we are teaching children, we have to practice it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because
But,
children also learn from imitation.
They
From
do.
They see us,
Yeah.
then they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And so that the thing is, we have to be intentional. Now, why I was emphasizing this, in psychology, there's what we call reparenting your
Okay.
inner child.
Okay.
So that's why
That's a new
all
one.
these, reparenting the inner child, all these things we can actually reparent ourselves. Doesn't matter. If you missed it, you can actually grab it.
Yeah.
You can get it.
You can. I want us to try and bring this to a close. I think we've spoken a lot about the person who is gaslighting. Let's talk about the one who is receiving the gaslighting. So yes, there's the self-doubt, there's questioning yourself, but how does it really affect them in the long run? And maybe, yes, you talked a little bit about how they can avoid, so don't receive, challenge what you're hearing. But someone might be watching and they are far gone. They have believed the lies for more than 21 days, so now they're, imprinted in their minds. Like you believed you had a big nose because somebody told you that.
I agree.
For that person who is watching, the spouse, the partner who is watching, and they have been gaslit over a long period of time, what are some of the effects they are going to experience? And not just within the marriage, even in the workplace, with their other relationships. And then how do they begin to unentangle or disentangle themselves?
You can't fulfill your potential if you have become someone's dumping ground. You even when you do well, you may never feel like you have done as well as
could
you
have.
could have, yes. And if I speak from a man's point of view, there is a very big space for exposure if a man is gaslit and they find someone who does not gaslight them. Usually they don't recover from that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
they can flip that and go away and never return.
Never return.
Because they know, it's like what the Bible says, that no one has drunk old wine and drinks new wine.
Yes.
Yes, don't.
This one.
You talk to them and you feel like they want nothing to do with that previous life there. So it's possible to actually lose the entire marriage on the account of
gaslighting.
So this is something that we need to pay attention to in our marriages. Maybe we're putting language to it, but if you look at what has been happening, you can see these characteristics
It's a
in
pattern,
there. Yeah, it can destroy your marriage. That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to raise our voices a
Yeah.
bit. It can destroy your marriage. So
marriage.
don't leave
Make
it
peace with it.
unattended. Yes, don't leave it to
fester.
to fester. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the effect, just to add on what my brother has said, it depletes self-esteem. Yeah, it robs people of self-confidence. It is terrible, and someone can. You see, this is what we have always mentioned in relationships. Not every relationship is the same. You see, my relationship with my brother is not the same relationship as my husband. You see, now that relationship, there's so much investment in it, and so I expect so much return.
Yes.
That's why when my partner affirms me, it's not the same as if you do.
Oh yes.
You see,
it goes a longer way.
it goes a longer way because that's the most important person in my life. And so if this person hurts me and tells me I'm mad, I have a mental illness,
You're too sensitive.
I'm too sensitive, I have things running in my head. What's wrong with me?
The force of destruction is immense.
The force of destruction is terrible. It's unbelievable. It's deep. So we have to know that that's why we have always told people that not every word, you see, your teacher said, commented, we call it what is physical attack. So they are attacking your body. But now imagine your partner saying, so there are certain very important people in our lives who say words that are either can kill you or heal you. They can inspire you and you just go up higher. One is a teacher. Okay, maybe I started a teacher. A teacher's what? That's why you hear children say, teacher has said.
Next to
because
mommy
this is a place of authority.
Yes.
A parent. A parent's what? That's why I always tell parents, please don't just say destructive, killer words to children.
They may never recover.
They may never recover. Really? How did I even
give birth to you?
Give birth to you? I don't think you're my child. Such statements can kill a child forever. They just rob them of their destiny, and that's done. And let me emphasize that. Now, parents, even amongst the parents,
they are not equal.
A dad's words,
weighty.
A dad's words. Some of us who read the Bible, you remember this parent who was blessing their children? Every word he said came to pass.
Yes.
But even if you don't go there, there's a political story in a country neighboring us where a father said some very, very consequential words.
I saw that.
Son.
I saw that.
Those words did not fall to the ground. They didn't, unfortunately. So you're right.
Words carry power.
Yes.
Okay. And then a doctor can kill you or heal you.
Oh, yes.
A doctor, that's why some of these people should not just say words. Someone gets you and says, oh my God, this is a terrible disease you have.
I'll tell you a story. My wife went to a hospital in town here. She had breast cancer. So the person who did some of the scans told her, but do you know what is going to happen to you?
Can you imagine?
When she came and told me, I was in shock. I was like, why is a doctor speaking like this?
How is he in the medical profession?
I said, why would he talk like this?
Yeah.
So she went to another place where they gave treatment. And even when things were looking completely difficult, it's, no, we will finish. This one is not a big deal. And because she developed that sort of like hopefulness, she fared better in the second place than in the first place. So yes, the doctor's words are they are powerful. They can make the whole difference. And unfortunately, a lot of doctors speak from their experience, which is usually not very good.
Exactly.
They have seen all sorts of cases that didn't work. So when the doctors, they are also a special category in this.
So a doctor can heal you, will just kill you. So they can speak healing words and this person will be okay. My uncle is recovering from cancer. And he speaks so well about his doctor. Recently, we were in hospital with him, and he said, I just have to see this man. When he speaks to me, I heal. And you know what? He's recovering. The cancer cells are just going. Now, I cannot stand here and say that's the only thing. No. But I want to tell you,
it's a contributor.
And we know that words can actually boost your immunity or kill your immunity.
That's true.
Now, so a doctor, a pastor,
yes.
a pastor,
The pastors.
Pastors, there are some pastors who also are, and I'm very sorry, I'm very careful with some of these things, but there are some pastors who are training their congregations to just run away from witchcraft. The only thing they talk about is
witchcraft.
There's witchcraft.
Witchcraft. How can a pastor be magnifying witchcraft instead of magnifying the Lord?
Greater, yes.
Do you understand? And so the devil.
Why witchcraft is true, is real. It's working. But there is a solution.
Exactly.
So we couldn't possibly leave people feeling like once you're here on earth, witchcraft
is always pursuing you. And so that's why I always tell people, if I had the direct line to His Excellency, the President, and then some random RDC is trying to intimidate me, would I get worried? No. That's the whole thing. And so when a pastor, I've ever interfaced a pastor who told me, you're going to die, they logged you or whatever. They have bewitched you. And so you're supposed, it was like September something, and he said October 17th. I've never forgotten it. Now, what do you think that person is doing?
Oh yeah, destroying people.
It's destroying people. So we have to know that words of a partner, right? Words of a partner. Rather, words of a pastor. I've finished that. Words of a partner. Our partner's words.
Probably more important than most of these others, because you are in the most vulnerable position with your partner than any of these other people.
That's true.
You're also probably going to live with this person for longer in your life, mathematically speaking, with your partner than with your father or with your mother or with your teacher or what have you. So they have phenomenal impact on you. It can be positive. It can, and we must be careful what we are saying to our partners, and sometimes even what we are not saying, because what we're not saying is maybe equally as important. But what we verbalize can build
or break
or destroy.
I'm just thinking about, for instance, men. When you say a partner, what we verbalize and all. I mean, if, for instance, your partner tells you, be a man. How can you even say that? How can you be just be a man? What do you think that does? Now, one of the things we need to know is that in a marriage setting, in a relationship setting, we all want to be a hero to each other, especially men, especially a husband. A husband wants to be a hero.
You have to be the one who saves the world.
His world.
Yes.
And then you question them, you send this message, you send him this message that he's not good enough, that then he starts doubting himself. Where do you think you're sending them to? So lack of confidence, an attack on somebody's self-esteem, someone thinking, so now they start going around looking for validation.
Yes. That's now the real effect of the whole thing. That's where affairs start. That's where people start going to work and staying long. That's where you hear someone say, actually, I'm sure you have met some in your counseling room, where someone says, but at work, people, I'm a hero. They think about me, I'm the one.
I'm respected.
That stops at the gate.
I just remember someone who said that their partner said, you're the biggest accident I've ever experienced. What do you think that person? On an accident.
Man.
How do you clap back to that?
How do you say?
How do you come out of that?
That's murder.
That is murder. It's real
That's
pure
murder.
distraction.
But people say these things, actually.
Yeah.
People say these things. I just told you about a couple that the husband was saying, also, the lady called me and said, I'm leaving. And I said, why are you leaving? So by the time we went through the whole story, the man was saying very derogatory things. I'm thinking, why is he saying that?
Why? Where's it coming
because from? It's not necessary. It's not helpful. Even if Rachel makes a mistake, describing her in a destructive way is not going to correct the mistake. We must ask ourselves in relationships, what really is our goal? What is the end goal?
Yeah.
When I'm responding like this, what is it going to do for this marriage? If you really want to keep the marriage, if you've decided that you're done with the marriage, also be done. You don't have to destroy someone in the process.
Yes.
Yeah, say, I'm done, I'm going, leave me alone, I leave you alone. But you don't have now to get someone and break them down from the hair to their toes, just because I don't know what you think you're going to gain. There's no benefit in what you do in that regard. Yeah.
But it goes back to the self-centeredness.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's self-centeredness because, and honestly, I just want to say, you can kill your partner without attacking their body.
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
can just kill them by those derogatory words. You can, for instance, if you tell your partner, you're the worst accident I've ever had, how did I even end up with you? I think I deserve better. I'm doing you a favor to even come back home.
I will leave you. I will divorce you.
I'll divorce you. Yes,
Some of the
and
things
these are happening, Rachel. They are happening.
And some people say that I'm saying it because I am angry at now gaslighting. You're not taking responsibility for your actions. You're not seeing that you have reacted in a way that the other person doesn't deserve. Even if you thought they deserved it, it is upon you to extend grace to them and be kind. And that's how you recover them. The point of why you're doing what you're doing really matters.
That's true.
Is your intention to destroy? And what's unfortunate is that most of them don't mean what they're saying. Because as I'm talking, the same couple having difficulties and listening to very rough words have now been forced to reconcile. So the wife keeps telling me, but did he mean those things?
Now that you leave me with these, emotions
so
and thoughts and questions.
It's not fair.
No, it's emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
It is, and when you hear someone say, "I said this in anger," or "I said this because I was drunk," I remember my dad used to say,
the things you hear when people are drunk.
But drunkenness just gives you courage to say what you always wanted to say.
So true.
So don't lie. Even anger.
Even anger is the same as
drunkenness.
You've always wanted to say.
But also it doesn't look good on anyone because it shows you that you don't have a
no
gift
control
of self-control in what we call emotional regulation. So that doesn't good at all.
Absolutely.
But Rachel just wanted to look in the cameras and tell people that words can kill your partner earlier than you ever physical death. And there are some people who are living with dead shells of themselves because everything within them has been sucked out. And because, I mean, if every day, first of all, if you use those words, most likely you're also not going to affirm.
Absolutely.
You cannot
you can't cut both
the
ways.
same mouth it can't. They'll never
Even if you tried, will they believe you?
Yeah. So you see someone just shrink and shrink. And then there are so many people who are living with partners that have shrunk into themselves and they cannot.
It's a self-defeating endeavor because if your partner thrives, if their full potential is expressed, how are you not going to benefit?
Yeah, but if you have low self-esteem yourself,
then you'd rather have them destroyed
you see
so
that
you can remain relevant.
The psychology of manipulation is that actually you're trying to suck out somebody's energy and top up yours.
Right.
Which is why, for me, my biggest takeaway from this conversation is do not accept.
Just don't accept.
Refuse to accept rubbish. Like, I'm not your dumping ground. I'm not going to, but it takes a high level of self-awareness, but also knowing if somebody is speaking out of anger and they're saying, I don't even know why I tolerate you. First, you must be very confident in yourself to know I'm worthy.
Yeah.
I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of acceptance.
Yeah.
So if you think you're tolerating me, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Not a me
It's not
problem.
a me problem.
To separate issues and,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
say,
be
well,
able to dissect. And like
I can't
I said,
be caught in the middle of
it's
this.
a microsecond decision
Activity,
and activity.
yes.
You need to, in that moment, say, I'm not taking this rubbish.
And to practice it.
Yeah.
To regularly, when you see that,
Notice.
my standard response to this is this.
Yeah.
No matter what they do,
Yeah.
I must always respond along these lines because
That's
I can't allow to be swamped
Yeah.
into that corruption. It's corruption.
It is
It's
corruption.
corruption.
Yes, it's corruption.
It's not real corruption
Yes.
because they leave you convoluted. Like
Yeah.
what on the inside of you, you are not sure. Am I this or am I that?
not?
Yeah.
It's actually, we call it psychological violence.
Yes. Yes. I can imagine.
Psychological violence.
I can imagine that's an appropriate term.
Yes,
It is.
Yeah.
it is. It's psychological violence, and so you have to, Rachel, and maybe
As we close.
we also have to know that gaslighting for the other person. Sometimes let me use an example. For instance, when you have a concern, the classic one is again infidelity. How people, for instance, find out their partners are into this. Someone has tracked or they have sneaked into your phone and they have seen certain things, and then you go to talk to your partner and they put this blanket thing and they throw you off. They say, what's wrong with you? Are you FBI?
Oh, wow.
I didn't marry an FBI agent or something.
Yeah.
You just have to know, first of all, in approaching that situation, you need emotional stability.
That's true.
Process it.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, challenge yourself, do I have sufficient information? Have I understood this? Because if you have seen messages, what do they mean? What is your interpretation of
the
this?
messages.
Because someone can easily throw you off balance with that gaslighting, and then you're like,
What did I come here to do? Was I in the right mind
so
to
you
come?
have to know that you have a good case. I mean, it's the same. When I say a good case, it's preparation.
Yes.
Because most people go with emotions
emotion.
and you say, oh, I've seen
could
this.
you?
And then someone says, what's that? Only that. You're like,
They completely throw you off.
yeah, so you just have to know that at that level as well, you
Yeah.
need a level of emotional intelligence.
For
and
sure.
emotional regulation.
For sure. Thank you both. I feel like we have kind of exhausted gaslighting. If anyone was watching and maybe they were thinking, it's possible I'm being gaslit, or it's possible I am gaslighting, I think it has been perfectly explained. Clarified, yes, for you. I just want to emphasize on, our nature, our sin nature, that it's inherent in us to preserve ourselves and to cover ourselves and cover our shame and our nakedness. But please don't allow it to then be projected to other people. And I think we all have work to do, training ourselves to maturity, self-awareness, and everything that has been shared here. So thank you both for a wonderful conversation. That being said, we appreciate you watching. Thank you for your company. Please do share this episode with a friend, a family member. And like I said at the start of this show, this beautiful set is courtesy of Ineza Shots. They are located at TMT Atrium in Bukoto on the 3rd level. If you're looking for photography and videography services, or you are looking for a place to record your content, you're looking for a set or a variety of sets, please do come by, give them a call or visit them and see what you and Ineza Shots can come up with. From us to you, it is stay well, stay healthy. We'll be back again next week with another conversation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.